What's going on, you guys? Thank y'all so much for tuning in. So I'm one of the first people to be able to get to review and drive the all-new 2019 Volkswagen Jetta. Thank you to Highly Volkswagen for allowing me to film and drive this car. The number is located on the screen. Be sure to reach out to them if you live in the area.
Thanks for watching!
Alright, so for the exterior of the 2019 Volkswagen Jetta, as you can see, they now have these beautiful signature LED lights. They look really good, and of course they do a very good job of lighting up the road in front of you. And as you can see here in this darker lighting, they look fantastic. So the full LEDs are obviously going to give you that real elegant look, that more luxurious touch. You've got a new grille. The fog lamps are going to be at the bottom. You got this brand new whole bottom grille. The entire car is redone, and it just looks very good. The hood, I like how now they chose to go with a more aggressive angular design. It really falls in line with the rest of Volkswagen's design language. Now for the profile, you've got this big sweeping character line that runs all along the side of the car. It looks absolutely fantastic, and the wheels are going to be these really unique 17-inch wheels. They've got this really cool sort of almost rose goldish tone to them with these black accents like woven in between with your Bridgestone tires. You even have the SEL badge over off to the side, and it's just going to fall right into that character line that runs all along the side of the car. It looks really cool. Now for the back end, you've got these really Audi A4-esque tail lamps. That's probably one of the best things about this car, is it looks like a legitimate luxury car. The lighting on here is definitely Audi-like, and when you see this thing, you'd almost be mistaken if you didn't think it was an Audi. It just looks that good in person. Now I will say that the exhausts aren't real on here. It's just kind of like a fake plastic. You've got the actual exhaust right underneath there, but it still does a good job of making the car look good.
Alright, you guys, so coming into the inside of the Volkswagen Jetta is very simple. Here is your standard key. You've got your lock, your trunk release, your unlock. You have your panic button over off to the side, and then right on the top, if you pull that latch, the key, a physical key, will come out, so that way you can unlock the car if the battery on this were to die, or if the battery on the car were to die. So there's multiple ways you can get in. You can unlock it using the key, or if you walk up to the door, you do have advanced keyless access. So there's a button right here. You push that button. It's kind of like a touch sensitive button. You put your finger on top of that, it'll lock the door. There's a touchpad right behind. You put your hand behind there, that'll unlock the door. Alright, so sorry about all the construction noise, by the way. That's kind of frustrating. But coming to the door, guys, you do have a lot of good materials over here. So up top, you're going to have this really cool, like, brushed aluminum with all these neat little designs into it. It's just a really nice detail. You've got your piano black around your door handle. The actual handle right here itself is very, very solid. You've got all your window controls, mirror controls, window locks. Now underneath here, I don't know if you guys can see it at all, but you do have interior illumination that's going to light up underneath here, and I'll try to show you guys that later on in the video. But then this is going to be softly padded leather. This is all going to be really soft touch leather right here. You've got this really cool design on the bottom part of the door. That's going to go all the way into the speaker, which this does have Bose audio speakers, and then you have your trunk release right here, and then deep storage space all inside there. Now, along the side of the seat, you do have memory seats, so you have 3 settings for your memory seats, your lumbar support, and then all of your seat controls right here. The leather's really nice. You've got your contrast stitching running right there, your perforations right in the middle with this really, really cool design. And the seats look really good. They're contoured very, very nice, so they definitely hug you a little bit, which I prefer. So yeah, let's go ahead and check out the inside, guys. All right, so one of the salesmen here, Rocky, he just showed me a cool little trick that I want to show for you guys. So if you have all the windows open, so windows down, sunroof up, if you put your finger on that and hold it, everything will close. That's pretty sweet. All right, so shutting the door on the Volkswagen Jetta. Really solid door shut. Another thing, listen how quiet it gets. Very, very nice. And this startup screen is so cool. But here's another look at the inside, guys. All right, so starting the car is very simple. As long as you have the key on the inside of the car, your start button's gonna be right there. You're gonna put your foot in the brake, press the button to start. Very nice. So if you guys watched my review on the 2018 Volkswagen Atlas, be sure to go check that out. You can watch that by clicking the card up in the right hand corner. But you're gonna notice that a lot of the stuff in here is almost exactly the same as that Atlas, and in some ways a little bit better, and I'll point out the specifics as well. But starting with the steering wheel. So the steering wheel on here is that same really thick, high quality leather. You even have your stitching over here on the inside. You've got your piano black going all around the outside trim, your Volkswagen symbol in the middle. On the left, you're going to have all your cruise control settings, volume controls. On the right, you're going to have your previous, next, voice commands, and your controls to control the Volkswagen virtual cockpit, which is basically Volkswagen's version of Audi's virtual cockpit. And I'll get into all those in just a second, but you do have headlamps back here. So your blinkers. You do have adaptive headlights, so if you push that forward, you're gonna have an A that shows up right there. And then once that turns blue, that means your headlights are on, and then you pull the stalk back one time to turn that off. Now over here to the right, you are going to have your wipers, so very, very simple. You do also have adaptive wipers as well that will kind of do their own thing as it starts raining, and you can adjust that with this little button up here. And then of course you pull it towards you to spritz the windshield and then do the whole wipe thing. Now over here off to the left, you're going to have all your lighting controls. So you can flick that, turn it to auto, pull it out for the fog lamps, push it back in to turn your fog lamps off. More of that cool brushed aluminum right here. Above that, you're going to have your piano black around your vents. You've got this sort of leather up here. Feels really, really nice, real solid, super solid dash, which is typical in a German car. And that stitch is going to run all the way across the dash. You do have your Beats audio once again. More of that cool brushed aluminum down here. Storage space underneath here. You do also have a CD player and an SD card slot located under there as well. Now the screen here in the middle, it's really, really easy to use. Volkswagen is using the screen in a lot of their cars. Very simplistic. The feedback is great. You can also go into your settings, and new for this car, if you go to ambient lighting, you do have different colors you can choose from, if you guys can see that. One thing I wanted to show you guys was a better look at the new interior illumination for the 2019 Volkswagen Jetta. It looks extremely luxurious. You can even go through, like I said, and change all the colors, which you can see that process going on here. But one thing I didn't mention is the gauges also change with the colors as well. You can even hit this button and adjust all of the lighting individually, which is pretty cool. You can go super in depth with a lot of this, and you also have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay in here as well. Another thing you don't notice is the whole dash is really angled towards the driver, like a very aggressive angle, almost even more so than in the GTI and the Golf R. So very driver oriented. Below that, you are going to have your vents, heated and cooled seats for both driver and passenger, dual zone climate control, which I can adjust using these buttons here. Fan speed down here. You do have storage space underneath here, which also has ambient lighting under there as well. USB port for your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. This shifter has been around with Volkswagen for forever. It's still very, very good. Your aluminum right here, leather right there, leather boot, stitching, parking brake, your start-stop button right there. You do have auto start-stop feature, so you can hit that. Your driving modes is actually pretty cool. So if I hit the driving mode, it's going to show the side of the car, but the reflection is going to represent the driving mode. So right here you have custom, eco, which has your leaves and a little windmill, the road, sport's going to have a track, and then custom kind of has a mix of all that. So you got a road with ice and a track setting on it. It's pretty crazy. And then you have your cup holders, which have this interesting like hexagon shape to them, an area here to probably put coins. The armrest is very, very soft. You've got your stitching there as well. You lift that up and you've got super deep storage space. And then you have a USB located right there, along with a pass-through to put your cord. That way when you close it, it doesn't pinch your cord. Coming up to the top, you're going to have your mirror, all of your lighting. You do have your moonroof controls, sunglass holder, which the Volkswagen Atlas I reviewed actually did not have a sunglass holder, so this is a big plus that they have that. Your SOS controls and your massive sunshade here, which I'll open that up. Beautiful day today. Now coming to the virtual cockpit, this is super interesting. So if I hit these buttons, if I click this view button right here, you guys will see I can change it to where it's all navigation. I can change the look of it that way, and if I hit it one more time, it'll go back to the gauge setup, which is very neat. So in the gauge setup, you have your tack over to the left, and then when you rev it, the numbers kind of slightly get bigger as you go up. But you know, it's pretty neat. It's just a little detail thing that it does. And then your fuel is going to be over here to the right, and then your water temperature over here as well. So pretty cool stuff. Now these little page icons, you can hit that to scroll between different pages. So if I went back to that full view setup, I can go through my telephone, my car, how much range that I have, my driving assist systems, back to navigation, and I can do that in any setting. So if I went back to this, I can still do the same thing. If I went to the gauge setup, click this one more time, I can still do that as well, and then go back to navigation. So it's actually very cool. And then from there, I can use the back and forward to zoom in and out of my navigation as well, which is super neat. And it's just an overall cool experience. I really like it. It looks incredible, and it definitely does a good job of making this feel almost like a luxury car. I mean, honestly, I think I would choose this over an Audi A3, but it really depends on how it drives, so we'll find out that in just a few minutes. But let's go ahead and check out the back seat, you guys. It's coming to the back seat of the Volkswagen Jetta. Do a speaker right here. You've got your window switch, of course your door handle. Good amount of storage located right here in the door pocket. And then of course the seat quality is going to remain the same. You've got that really cool pattern. You've got some real deep inserts in the back right here. Lots of perforations going right down the middle, along with your white contrast stitching as well. Now hopping into the back, so I do have the seat at my driving position. I am 6 feet tall, and so sitting back here, I've got about a solid 3 to 4 inches of legroom. Pretty good amount of legroom back here. The seats are very comfortable. My feet fit underneath very, very easily. I've got plenty of feet room, which is really, really good. Now the middle seat, if you do have a middle passenger, you do have a slightly large hump here, so I wouldn't suggest putting anyone in the middle, but it definitely could seat 2 comfortably. And I love this here. It's almost like a side bolster in the back seat. It's really cool. You do have cup holders in the middle. So you fold that down, you've got your cup holders here. The leather quality is just insane. It's so soft. So just using this as an armrest, I would fold this down, just put my arm on it. It feels so good. You do have, if you guys can see that, your handles here with hooks, so you can hang your dry cleaning, kind of things like that. You don't have air vents back here, but you do have a mat pocket located on the passenger side as well. So the back seat is pretty simple, guys. We'll go ahead and check out the trunk. Get into the trunk, very simple. There's a button located right underneath here. You're gonna push that, it opens up with ease. You've got a massive amount of trunk space back here, if you guys can see that. Now you do have the latches up here. You can pull on these. That's gonna fold down the rear seat. It's gonna give you a lot more room, so you can put a lot more stuff back here. You're gonna have a spare tire in your sub located right back here. Let's go ahead and check out under the hood, guys. All right, so coming underneath the hood, you have Volkswagen's 1.4 turbocharged 4-cylinder. It's gonna make 147 horsepower, 184 pound-feet of torque. Now that may not sound like a lot, but typically German cars do tend to underrate a lot of their numbers. And this does also get 30 miles per gallon in the city, 40 miles per gallon on the highway. Super excited to see how it drives, guys, so let's take it out. All right, so here we are behind the wheel of the 2019 Volkswagen Jetta. Man, I can't thank highly enough for giving me the special opportunity to drive this car. Like, seriously, you know, if you guys check them out in the description below, like I mentioned earlier, be sure to show them some love for letting me do this for you guys. This is a big opportunity. This is Rocky.
Hey guys.
So he is coming along with me for the ride. If you guys go to Hirely, be sure to ask for him. And his brother Ricky is also the manager, his twin brother, by the way, so kind of a cool cool fact there. All right, so of course this is built on the new MQB platform, so that is one of the bigger news for this new model. So it is going to ride a lot better, kind of more in line with, let's say, like the new Volkswagen GTI, the new Golf R, which are already on the MQB platform. The Jetta has just taken a while to get there. So first initial impressions, just the response is really good. The seat comfort feels good. The steering is light, but it's not too light, if that makes sense. Now also I do have it in its eco mode right now, so everything is very numbed down in a sense. I have a little corner here. Of course, it takes the corners very well. It feels really, really flat. The steering response is good. Even the throttle response is good in its eco mode. So ride smooth. I got a rough patch of road right here. I don't hear a lot of outside noise, a little bit of tire noise, but I don't have a radio on. I don't have any AC blowing, so it makes sense that I would hear some of that. But let's go ahead and switch it to its normal mode. Ooh, it's got some good pickup. So once again, this makes 147 horsepower, 184 torque. So you definitely feel that torque as soon as you get on it. Get past this truck here. So I'm just kind of barely getting into it, 2,500 RPM, and it pulls strong. It pulls really strong. Now, if I were to switch it to sport mode, the 8-speed does a good job. I think it's already switched down from 8th gear all the way down to 4th gear. Now I'm in 3rd gear, get on it a little bit. Ooh, it's good. So now in sport mode, I have noticed that the steering does tighten up a little bit. Throttle response felt more snappy. Ride got a little bit firmer, so obviously it adjusts the throttle, it adjusts the steering, it adjusts the dampers just a little bit, and of course everything gets a little bit more eager, a little bit more tightened up in a sense. But here at a stoplight, if I had it in its eco mode, let me see here, it does have auto start stop. It's not doing it right now, but probably because I just switched from sport mode to eco mode. But if I'm at a stoplight like I am right now, you do have the auto start stop feature. So the engine does shut off for a little bit. I'm sure you guys have seen and know about that technology, so it's nothing too groundbreaking. But it is a first for the Jetta, so that is why I'm mentioning it. All right, so one cool thing I just found out. So if you do that, I don't know if you guys can see that, but the buttons came out, the buttons just went away. I put my hand up here. So right before you're about to hit it, it just pulls up all the things that you would need. But this Volkswagen digital cockpit looks really, really cool. So I like driving on this full navigation screen. It looks really neat, and it still tells me all the things I need to know down at the bottom. So right at the very bottom, I've got my gear and I've got my miles per hour. So we've got it in sport mode. This motor pulls really strong for just being a 1.4. Really, really strong. But like I said, as you guys know, most German cars tend to underrate their vehicles. It's kind of like a solid kept secret, you know, but it definitely drives really well. I've got this big corner here, so taking it around the corner does really, really well. Give it a little gas mid-corner, pulls out strong. The brakes are really good. And this is a solid car, guys. I will say that if it were my money, man, I'd have a tough time choosing between this and, let's say, an Audi A3. I mean, I know the Audis come standard all-wheel drive, but I mean, the money you save on this, I mean, it's just really tough to decide what you would want. I mean, the quality here in this car, from where I'm sitting right now, the quality in here is no worse than an Audi. I mean, this is Audi-like right here where I'm sitting. The quality in here is absolutely phenomenal. The way this thing drives is really good. Just such confidence behind the wheel. And like I said, the grip in this car coming around this corner is just really good. And these are just the kind of standard tires that it comes with, you know. Changing direction really quick and getting on it. And the 8-speed in here does a really good job. Shifts real seamlessly. You really don't even feel the shifts, to be honest. Nice. Now, of course, another thing to think about with this car is the fuel economy. I mean, this thing gets 30 in the city, 40 on the highway, and that's incredible. That's what I get in my daily driver. And I drive a little Ford Fiesta. You guys can make fun of me in the comments all you want, but you know, it's a great economy car. That's the reason I bought it. Is I need something to drive when I'm going to all these dealerships and things like that. Just something that's good on fuel. But you know, now you're telling me I can have this car, which is just so nice, so luxurious feeling, great power, and I'm still getting that same fuel economy. It's just a crazy concept. Well, guys, that sums up my drive of the 2019 Volkswagen Jetta. So thankful I got this opportunity, and so thankful for you guys. Seriously, thank you for tuning in, for watching. You guys can be doing anything else in the world right now, but you choose to be here watching me drive a car. So, but thank you guys. If you like this video, be sure to click that like button. Also, if you guys want to subscribe, you can click up to the left, or you can click up to the right to check out some more of my other reviews. But thank you guys for tuning in. Y'all take care.